Now, I say this to you. If you're in a relationship where you're battered, you're abused, it doesn't matter who is doing the abuse. Don't say beating is a sign of love. Beating is a sign of death. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel today. It's a delight to be here with you. I just deep conditioned my hair. and I used the Mizani Moisture Fusion. That's what I used today. I just applied it on dry hair. My hair had been in cornrows for upwards of 4 or 5 days. So I decided to deep condition on dry hair using this Mizani Moisture Fusion. Like you know, I cut my hair. So I still have a bit of perm left. I have a bit of relaxed hair left. And then I have over 3 months growth of natural hair. At this point, I'm not saying I'm going natural or anything. I'm just enjoying my hair. I would always do whatever I want to do and I'll carry you along. But the basic thing is this. My hair is grey and I intend to enjoy my hair in its grey glory. While I'm doing my hair, I'm going to be gisting with you about a particular case of a young lady. About the case of a young lady who got a death sentence. Her name is Sarah Sanders. I'm going to be applying some things and I want you to see that because my hair is very coarse. My natural hair is very coarse, very, very coarse. So I will need things that will help me keep it moisturized that will help me keep my hair moisturized for a long while. And I'm going to start with this corrective leave-in from Dark and Lovely. So this young lady, Sarah Sanda, a married young lady. A few years back, she killed, I think she was in a row with her husband, and she allegedly stabbed the husband, and the husband passed on. It's painful that the husband died in the course of the brow. The husband passed on. Painful now that she has been sentenced to death. And that tells us a whole lot about this. And that tells us a whole lot about this institution called marriage. You know, in Africa, we believe in marriage, and I think all over the world people believe in marriage. But Africa seems to hold a lot more to marriage, probably based on their religious beliefs. Nigeria is a nation that believes in religion very deeply. And so here we are in a situation with a young woman. I think I'm going to go in with my Miel pomegranate and honey leave-in conditioner. So I'm going to be using this. We are in a society that believes in marriage. And here's this young lady, for whatever reason, of course, had issues with her husband. People have marriage issues. And that people have marriage issues does not mean that the marriage is doomed. It just means that we have to work more on our understanding and tolerance level. May we not be the case of reference for people of the world in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. You see, this institution called marriage, I strongly believe that it can work, but it does not work. It's not a do or die thing. It's not a do or die thing. Enjoy your life. I'm having a lot of the perm hair falling off, so I may do a protein treatment next week. But the key thing I'm trying to get to is this. If your marriage is not working, seek help. Seek help. May one not be giving to wrong emotions and wrong vent or vent for wrong emotions. It's a pity that that young lady is gonna die. And you see, I am pained that a young lady, out of giving vent to her emotion, it resulted in the death of her husband. It's just pathetic. It is very, 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 very sad. I'm sad because the children not only lost their father through their mother, they are now losing their mother to the cold hand of justice. The children now are no longer the focus, but the fact that the soul that seen it should die. And it is a pity that she's truly going to die. And I want to say this about marriage. My sisters out there, guard your heart. Guard your heart. Marriage is not a do or die thing. If it works, thank God. If it does not work, don't kill yourself. It's better for you to be alive. Look after your children. Serve God. That to be in a marriage where you are traumatized. That to be in a marriage than be in a marriage where you are traumatized and then you find yourself giving vent to things that ought not be. By the time, whatever the reason for the marriage crisis, you're always constantly fighting with your husband. You're constantly quarreling with your husband. And then you get angry to the point of wanting to kill him. And then you actually pick a knife and you stab that person. You have gone too far. If the marriage is not working, seek help. Seek help. Domestic abuse doesn't just fall out of the blues. There have always been telltale signs that lets you know that this person is volatile. This person is prone to tantrums and can demonstrate or has demonstrated uncontrollable anger, has demonstrated uncontrollable emotions. You've got to watch out for your life. When you're in a relationship with someone, I want to believe that that marriage was not contracted without those two people being in relationship. The marriage was contracted with the two people being in an informal relationship. Then you formalize the relationship, which is marriage. You already know what this man is prone to do. You already know what this woman's temperament and her whims and caprices are. You ought to be able to tell yourself, my reason for wanting to marry, is this the kind of person I want to marry? Don't say I'm going to manage the anger for whatever selfish reason you're getting into that marriage. Don't do it. Don't do it. We've just seen now that it is detrimental. I'm sorry. I'm going to use my avocado oil to seal in the moisture in my hair. You see, that young man or the young woman had always demonstrated signs that they are capable of such emotions, and then you ignore it. You ignore it. The young man ignored that level of anger she's always shown to his detriment, to his death. And the young woman, I'm not trying to apportion blames. I'm just trying to say that if you see signs that you are unable to deal with this person's level of anger, the person shows excessive anger, excessive bitterness, excessive everything, check your relationship. Because that woman or man is not just showing you that what he or she is capable of in the marriage, they have shown it to you before marriage, but you turned a blind eye. A young lady came to talk to me a few days ago. Beautiful young lady, enterprising, beautiful. She's gorgeous. She was in love with this young man. And the young man, in the course of their talking about battering relationship, said to her, I beat the people I date when they do something wrong. And the lady was like, oh, you love me. She was texting him. She was like, oh, you love me, you wouldn't beat me. He said, see, babes, I will beat you. When she said that, the young lady said her blood ran cold. Because that's a sign. He's already told you, I'm going to beat you. You cannot ignore that and say, oh, he's not going to beat me. Oh, he's very loving. You will surprise yourself. You surprise yourself. He will so beat you. He will so beat you that your skin color will change if you are alive to tell the story. So what am I saying? Don't ignore telltale signs. So yeah, so I'm done combing my hair. That took me a moment. Okay, so he said to the young lady, babes, I'm going to beat you. You know, I actually have her permission to talk about this. You know, and then she said her blood ran cold. She was like, you will really beat me? Say yes, that he does beat and he would beat. So when she spoke to him, she said the moment he told me he was going to beat me, she said my blood ran cold. And I know that relationship, she said to herself that relationship has got to die. Now I say this to you, if you're in a relationship where you're battered, you're abused, it doesn't matter who is doing the abuse. Don't say beating is a sign of love. Beating is a sign of death. A man beating his wife is a sign of abuse. If you choose to openly by yourself, knowing that he's an aggressive person, whose chances, and the chances are that he will beat you, and he's already beaten you in the relationship, you are an enabler. Don't allow yourself to be beaten. Beaten in the name of love. Love does not beat. Love gives. Love endures. Love thinks of the other person's good above his or hers. So don't allow anybody brainwash you into thinking that love should beat. Love does not intimidate. Love prizes you above themselves. That is love. You know, and there are lots of young ladies who found themselves in abusive relationships, and they want to stick in there maybe because of they are being enticed by the money that this young man has, and they are being enticed by the seemingly good life that this other person has. Don't allow yourself to be caught in that web. Don't allow yourself to be caught in that web. You don't need it. You don't need it. You are a young lady. Value your life. You are a young man. You know, I heard a story of a young man once. He had left Nigeria to live abroad. And when he got there, he got into a relationship with a young, beautiful Nigerian, a young lady. You know, this young lady was given to emotional outbursts. When she gets angry, she begins to throw things. She begins to throw plates, break the TV, break this and break that. And the young man was like, if any time we are angry, this young lady breaks everything. That means we are forever going to be buying things. Who knows the level of destruction that this young lady is going to do? So he quietly put an end to that relationship. You know, and he's been married to another person for several years now, has beautiful children. Wisdom is profitable to direct. You know, don't allow yourself to be beaten in the name of love. You're dating someone, he's abusive, and then you say he's beating me because he loves me. Really? He's beating you because he wants to kill you. He that loves himself, he loves himself before loving you, right? How many times has he taken blades to cut himself in the name of love? How many times has he taken hot water to pour on himself in the name of love? How many times has he beaten himself in the name of love, or surrendered himself to be beaten by another person in the name of love? And you will sit down in that relationship and you claim he loves you. He doesn't love you. He wants to kill you. You know, the case in point of this young lady who is now going to die, leave her children unattended, waste her life because of emotional outbursts. You see, and again, it gives a bit of concern. No one knows exactly what went down in that marriage. If it has to do with infidelity, they were Muslims. And in Islam, you know that this man is entitled to as many as 4 wives. He may have told you from onset, I'm not going to marry another wife. Let me tell you, men change, human beings change, emotions change. That he promised you he wasn't going to marry anybody. Take it in with a pinch of salt. As you go down the line in your marriage, if he doesn't marry another person, to God be the glory. If he marries another person, to God be the glory. And give yourself peace. And if you know you cannot take it, my dear sister, come out of that marriage with your life intact. Your life is precious. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Now her mother, her father, her brothers, her friends, cousins, all relations, whoever knows her, they're going to be sorrowful. They've been sorrowful. You know, for weeks now or days now since they've declared her she's been found guilty and she's to die by hanging. They will hang her until she dies. You know, it's a pity. It's a pity. I'm actually pained for that young lady. You know, it's a pity. And you are out there. Don't allow anybody abuse you in a relationship. Don't allow anybody abuse you. A slap is enough to tell you that many more slaps will come. Adults don't fight. Adults talk over their relationship. Except you're a wrestler, of course, and the two of you want to wrestle to test your strength and to vent your anger. If you are not wrestlers, there's no reason why a husband should raise his fist against his wife or vice versa. I know that women also abuse husbands. Yes, there are women who are abusive. They really can beat their husbands. And the men will be gentlemen and hold their hands together, you know, and not touch the woman. If you are married to such a man, thank God for your life. But if I'm that man, you are married to a woman who is aggressive. You're married to a woman who is aggressive. Don't let her kill you. Don't let her waste your life. You've got this one life to live. You've got this one life to lead. Live it well. Don't waste it. I'm paying for that young lady. I'm paying for her family. Paying for her children. But all that does not amount to anything. If you're in an abusive relationship, seek counsel. Speak up. Speak out. There are men who beat their wives. They'll push her out in the night. She'll be outside. Whether if anything happens to her, it's her business. What would you tell her family? That you were angry and you beat her and push her out? It's not right. And you beat your husband? It's not right. It's not right. Go seek help. Seek help. You know, that's my 2 cents on this Sarah Sanda matter. This Sarah Sanda, I think that's her name. It's a pity. It's really a pity that she's going to die. You know, nobody deserves to die like that. Nobody deserves to die by stabbing in a relationship. Nobody deserves to die by hanging if you do right. I look forward to seeing you again in another video. Thanks for watching this. Bye-bye.